Hey guys, it's Light, section of mine, Light Anime Talk with Light. Right now, I'm sorry I haven't been making videos. I mean, busy with drama, school. But I'm here now. I'm gonna try making more videos, not that once a week thing that I said. But I'll try my best to regulate my video making. But, what I'd like to talk about today is things I've watched, things I want to recommend more, and I want you guys to recommend me some. One of them I've started watching was Code Geass. I love the series so far. Great storyline. Awesome. I like the art. It's different. I've never seen art like that. But, but the anime I've watched since last time was Sword Art Online, Hidan no Aria, and, Toradora, and Eureka 7. I finished Eureka 7 first. I love this whole concept of robots surfing on wind, called Trapper Winds. And Renton, by far, probably one of the coolest characters in my opinion. Right, the story is about pretty much a human falling in love with an alien. But this whole series is based on how he wants his romance to be. And he's trying to make it real. So he has to actually prove to the girl that he's worth it. Oh, and before I continue, this black and white thing, I took my time machine, I went back to the 1950s, and introduced anime to the world to create more otakus like me and you guys. And, okay, back to the actual talk. Just had to let you know that's why I'm in this little place. But, this series was, the art and the scenery was amazing, okay? Just amazing. I don't care what people say about art, or, like, art and they don't watch it. But, even if you don't like this art, just grit your teeth and watch it. It's definitely worth it, I promise you. But this is a mecha, so if you don't like mechas, then this isn't something that you'd want to watch. But, but that's one of them I see. Sword Art Online. The art and the scenery. Said this about Eureka 7, it's beautiful, but you know what? Sword Art Online beats it. The character development was great. I loved the main character, Kirito and Asuna. It showed how Kirito fell in love with the girl named Asuna, and Asuna fell in love with him later on. So, this series is like Eureka 7 in a way. It's about him trying to protect this girl. And he promised her that he'd take care of her. So, they pretty much, I guess they get married or something. But, they fall in love, and he starts to take proper care of her. And then, like, the first world they're in, Sword Art Online, VR MMORPG, virtual reality, multiplayer online role-playing game, is amazing. I liked how, in the story of the first place they went, that once you're in it, you can't get out. You have to beat all 100 levels to get out. And the second world, Alfheim Online, was pretty much an elf world for them. And this one, you could die and get back to the real world. So things called player killers are encouraged. They kill other users. As in, SAO, once you kill someone, they die in real life. There's a burst of extra microwave energy that just destroys their brain if you try to take the nerve gear off, or anything else, or you just try to get out. So if you die in real life. But Alfheim is different. You could die and come back and then log back in, and then you'll take this thing called the death penalty, which is it takes like your mana or attack or defense out. It takes points out of it every time you die. And it gets really interesting after actually in the beginning. I mean, I cannot stop watching it. I cried. I will admit that I cried in the first few episodes. It was that sad. Toradora. I don't know if you heard it. It's probably one of the most popular anime though. About a girl and a boy. Tsundere girl, innocent boy. They're trying to help each other get a girl, but they end up falling in love. And the series is based on them trying to figure out what they love about each other, or if they really do love the person they're after. And later in the story, it gets pretty emotional. I mean, at the end, I cried too. I cry to a lot of sad anime. I'm not afraid to admit that. I'm not afraid of my feelings. I'm perfectly fine admitting I cried. Because it's not that big of a shame. It just proves that you have emotions. I'm not saying that people don't cry to sad doesn't have emotions, but I mean, I guess it touched me because, I mean, for all this time I've wanted that kind of thing. Like, a girl would come up to me or something, meet a girl, she likes one of my friends, and I like one of hers. And we try to help each other. This girl, I guess, would be cute or something, nice. And then through the process, we'd start to go falling in love. But as we know, that can't happen. That only happens in anime. That's why I wish I lived in it. But, this one line that he first said, I guess, I didn't hear it probably, but this is a line he said to Taiga, which is the girl. He said, "You are a tiger, and I'm a dragon. Dragons are the only thing equal to a tiger, so no matter what, they'll always be together. And if they aren't, the dragon will bend space and time to be by the tiger's side." That was probably the most touching, like, speech coming from the girl character, saying, like, that's the first thing you told me. So I said, oh my god. And then I started kind of tearing up. But, and then Hidan no Aria is about tsundere girl again. Bute, which is, I guess, mercenary? I'm not sure. That's how they're described in the series. But it's about this guy who is a mercenary at a high school specifically for Bute. And, it takes place in modern day. And it makes, like, I guess, as I talk, I like comedy, romance, and action, and horror, I guess. Some horror, not a lot. But, comedy, action, and romance. And supernatural. But I think it's almost everybody, unless they're into, like, real stuff like Major, or stuff like that. But, I fell in love with Hidan no Aria because I liked the art. It was awesome. And the characters were just, they were pretty awesome. I'll say that. They were pretty freaking awesome. And, whenever at first he's like, oh, I'm not a Bute, I'm gonna quit. Then he meets this girl named Aria. And she pretty much changes his mind, because he's her true partner, and they're meant to be partners. And I think they start to fall more in love, but she calls him her slave, because that's what she said. But it's really a different word for her saying partner. And, that's all I'm going to tell you about that. I've probably spoiled enough anime for you. And, I have a few more. This video is going to be longer than usual. But, this one, I started watching it. Code Geass I watched with my friend Alex. And, right now, by myself, I'm watching Steins Gate. Which is pretty much about a guy who makes time travel possible through texting. In the microwave, every time they put something in it, it goes 125 seconds, which is 5 days. They came to the conclusion that every second was an hour. So, 120 seconds was 5 days in the past, and it'd create this gelatin-like substance. And it had no flavor at all. and this whole series is based on him trying to create and make time travel possible, and it's also a romance. It's a comedy slash romance, and sci-fi because time travel. And don't worry, I didn't use that, but and there's a couple harms I'll recommend to you. Guess Kiss X Sis is one. I haven't really watched it. Baka Gaich Toke, which is about a girl who wants 100 lovers and ends up falling in love with a guy she has to lose her virginity to first. And then I'm not sure. I think I haven't really gotten into it, but then there's Bakato Testo, which I'm not sure what that one's about either. I just know it's a harem. Let's see. One I want to watch is Ice Shield 21. Oh, and one other one is Hitman Reborn. You'll see it on Facebook for like that anime is better than cartoons type thing. But overall, it is one of my favorites. I just like the whole concept of using your will to get stronger. And now there's this other one that I watched. What was that? It's not to me right now. But next video, if I remember, I'll tell you. Then there's overall just harms, I guess. I guess harm's a category. So like romance, comedy, harem, and action. And the main thing right now, I'll tell you should do is, if you get the chance, watch Sword Art Online, because it was great. I mean, I'm serious. I loved that. I fell in love with the series. I couldn't stop watching it. But Code Geass, I haven't really, like, I like it, but I'm not fully into the series, I'm not like, oh crap, I gotta watch more. But overall, yeah. But there's one thing that I'm gonna tell you. It's not anime related. A movie. I don't know if you guys seen it. Wreck-It Ralph. I like that. I like how they had almost all the old games, like Sonic, Mario, Street Fighter, and let's see, Street Fighter, Pac-Man, and like I guess more games that I couldn't really name, and pretty much about a guy who's a bad guy and he wants to be good, so he goes and gets a medal from a different game. He game jumped to get a medal, so he wouldn't be treated like crap all the time. And whenever he went into this game called Sugar Rush, he was told, like, there's a story behind people who leave their games, and it's called Going Turbo, because this character named Turbo, apparently he got jealous of another game, and he went to that game and interfered with it and pretty much gave it a virus. He was the virus. And he shut down that game and himself with it. But, it's a great kids movie. I like kids movies too. I like a bunch of movies, okay? And one movie that I will highly recommend is the new Red Dawn. Watch the original first, and then watch this one, because then you could determine which one you like. So, when you get the chance to do that, if you watch the new one by itself, not watching the original, or just watching both, comment below and tell me what you think. But, I think that concludes this video of leaving it on a good movie. I gave you some good, bunch of good anime that I've seen and that I think you should watch. And, yeah. So, yes, I'll see you next video. And remember, comment on the bottom so that I know what other anime to watch. Alright, see you. Have a good one.